guys, what's up? Welcome to the video. If you're a subscriber of mine, I have to introduce you to Scarlett pretty soon. This is not what this video is about. If you're new here, what's up? My name's Kiefer. I'm on a mission to transform as many guys' lives as I can, mentally and physically, help them reach their potential. And so they can wake up in the morning and be like, hell yeah, bro, I'm living my best life. So welcome to the channel. 95% of gym guys will never achieve the physique they want. And it's not because they don't work hard, it's because they're working blind. Yet some guys go from average to absolutely jacked in like 6 to 12 months without like living in the gym and being like a weirdo with your hood on and like everything is about the gym and you cannot say yes to anything. You're always eating bland, dry chicken and your life is horrible. Like that still happens with a lot of guys. And they're not lucky, they're just dialed into a system that works for them. They make every meal, every rep count, and I'm going to explain how you can do the same. And honestly guys, like if you've been grinding for years and you're thinking to yourself, dude, like I just want to look better, I want to chase my potential. Honestly, it is your fault, but it's not your fault because I feel like you just don't have the right map. But what I mean by right map is the right system in place with like your training and nutrition and everything, because there's so many different maps online. Like there's so many different nutrition protocols and training protocols. You're probably thinking to yourself like, bro, I've hit a plateau, what do I do? So really the question you have to ask yourself is how long would it actually take you if every move you made was the right one? You just continue to show up day in and day out with this mindset of like, oh man, I'm never gonna figure this out. That future version of yourself that you're chasing, he's getting further away. You know, getting jacked isn't a mystery. I feel like it's a code, and once you crack that code, your life will level up. And you might be asking, Keith, what's the code, bro? Share the code with us. Before I share with the special secret code, I want to be honest with you guys, and you have to define what jacked looks like in your own eyes, because we all have our own perspectives and definition with that. So for me, jacked is anywhere between 10% to 15% body fat, lean visible abs and bicep veins. And everybody holds fat in different areas. We store fat and genetically we're different. But a lower percentage of body fat, you're not too low, you're not too high, but it's also how you wake up, you feel good, the muscle looks dense, and you're training with purpose, intensity, and you're pushing forward. So is that Chris Bumstead style jacked? Are you trying to get like as big as him? Are you trying to do like Brad Pitt from Fight Club? You know, he's not too big, but he's kind of lean, he's muscular. So everybody has their own definition, and for me, that's my definition I just explained to you guys. So first, before I start talking about how long this is gonna take you, you really have to get defined what that looks like. Have a very clear vision of what jacked looks like in your own eyes. So what is the code that I was talking about? What's this code you have to crack? And I always tell my online coaching clients this, I tell myself every single day, it's where discipline becomes identity. Let me explain what I mean. You need to become disciplined in all areas of your lifestyle. So not just your training and nutrition, you gotta focus on training, nutrition, your rest, your recovery, your sleep, your habits, and your efforts, your stress management. There's so many things that come into play. So I feel like if you're kind of hitting a plateau and you feel like it's taken a long time, remember, you can flip the mindset and think to yourself, good, you know, good things take a lot of time. Why does it have to be a fast turnover? So flip that mindset perspective, but also you might have to dial in all areas of your lifestyle. So when you have that mindset of, okay, there's all these other areas I need to focus on, like my habits, your sleep, your stress management, you need to then really think about and set realistic timeframes and timelines. But I think this is where a lot of people go wrong. And I think a lot of guys that I work with too, they think, well, dude, how long would it take me? And how do you determine that? So again, everybody is different. We're all genetically different. And if you're trying to look like me, then you have to remember, like, sure, you can work on your body to look like me, but I'm also different than you. I have red hair, bro. I look like a clown, but also my genetics are different than you, right? Some people have, they're hyper responders to muscle growth, or they just have bigger quads, or they have bigger chests, and it's just everybody's built different. So setting realistic timelines, you just have to lock in all those areas and you'll be able to see more change faster. But I always just remind myself this and my clients, and I want to remind you guys this as well, is that sometimes it's going to take a lot longer than you think, and that's totally okay. So if it's hard to determine how long it's going to take, then just think about 1 year from now rather than 12 weeks. Because you need to stop having the mindset that what can I do in 8 to 12 weeks to look shredded for summer? Like, of course you can do that. But if you're not consistent in your habits over time, then you can aim for the fast turnaround, but you have to make it into a lifestyle. That's what you need to do. You need to make this a part of your lifestyle. When people tell me, Keith, how fast can I get results in 8 to 12 weeks? I always say, depends on your compliance, but also view this as a lifestyle. Incorporate training and nutrition and rest and recovery into your lifestyle. And I always say in my club, and what I try to preach is like, we work really hard and then we party hard. You know, we have rest periods where, you know, I just went to Mexico. I was at my buddy's wedding and I had fun, guys. I had fun. I drank tequila. I'm not always dialed in. It's hard to stay dialed in 24/7. So you need to have breaks and periods. And if you can focus like that, the next thing you know, you're going to be able to do this stuff for 10 years and you're going to have a physique that stands out. It's an X factor. Like the real killer to progress is sort of like hopping around from program to program, from nutrition protocol to nutrition protocol. And it's easy in today's world. There's so much social media. There's a lot of people saying, hey, this worked for me, this worked for me. And I've always struggled with this myself, guys, when it came down to like business and content and also in my training. But I started at a younger age and I just had guys that I looked up to and that I trusted, and it was like trusting the process. I had to choose something and stick with it. And every now and then I have to change and adapt, because after 10 years of training, you know, it's harder to see results. So I have to be like, okay, what can I do differently within my training, my sleep, recovery, nutrition, and utilize that to the best of my advantage. So don't hop around too much. Try to stick with something for an extended period of time. And what I'm talking about is try to do things for 6 to 12 months and see if that really works with your lifestyle. If you find it hard to stick to a specific diet and you're going out and about and you're just like, dude, it's just so hard, then you might have to look at other options. How do you actually know if you're on the right track? Well, there's multiple different things. I think a simple one that you can start doing right now is start weighing yourself every single day. So if you weigh in every single day from a weekly perspective, add in all your weigh-ins together, add it up, and then, you know, divide it by 7 days. And then you can get your weekly average in weight. And now you can see if you're losing weight or gaining weight appropriately. And there's different sort of equations, like you can follow like a 1% of total gain per month of 1% to your total body weight. It's a little bit of a slower progress. I think if you push more than 1%, then you might start be putting on unnecessary weight or fat, and you might start to look a little bit softer. So again, I don't want to dive into too much detail, but you need to start tracking your progression. So yeah, guys, I feel like you just have to trust the process. Things do take time. Good things take time. Don't try to rush it. That's the worst thing you can do. You have to incorporate this into your lifestyle. And remember that everybody's different genetically, right? People respond differently to different training protocols, nutrition protocols. So keep showing up for yourself. Don't give up, and really start to work on your mindset too. Just start flipping the switch. Instead of saying, oh man, why is this taking so long? Be like, every single day I get to show up and get better and better and learn how to get better. It's how you approach situations. So that's it for me. I just want to talk about the length it takes to get jacked. And again, one of the most important things is defining that. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you around.